Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
normally have a song, but I keep getting dinged by YouTube for copyright issues. It's super
Yeah.
stupid, and we're gonna
Yeah.
have to rebuy that. I think it was an epic song. So, anyways, all right, this is the first official show of Fun Football Podcast of
25.
2025. Yeah, we got Jason. How you doing, dude?
All right, how are you?
Good, man. Are you excited for another beatdown of the Bears tomorrow? A Bear beatdown?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
What's the
Let's
streak
go.
going to be now? Is it going to be 12?
Hey, a
Yeah.
dozen, a baker's dozen.
Ooh, that's going to feel good. And
Dang, man.
I went on, and I didn't tell you, Jason. I should have. I don't know if you watched this show, but I went on Freezing 4. It's a fun podcast, both y'all. And we talked. We had 8 guys on the screen at one point, 3 Packers, 3 Vikings, a Bears, and a Lions dude. At one point, it's an NFC North panel. And my favorite moment was the Bears guy, who's the host, just saying he hates it here because everybody else in the division's good. And then the stupid, I love him, and we might have him on Tuesdays or Mondays, so I don't want to be too mean. But the Vikings people and the Lions people just dismissing the Packers. I'm like, we've won 11 games. We're not like the Cowboys last year. Everybody we played close. The Cowboys didn't show up in several games. So, anyways, I'm being a bad host. I'm just saying, sports podcast who I've been following on Twitter for a while now. Y'all put on a really fun show. I sent it to
Thanks,
Jason.
thanks.
I've listened to a few. It's been really cool. I've seen your guys' posts on Twitter. How are you doing, dude?
Yo, man, I'm doing good, man. You know, trying to stay warm. It's cold over here
Where
in
you?
Illinois.
Oh, you in Illinois?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in New Jersey, and
Okay.
then I moved out here. I met my lady friend.
There you go.
I've been with for 10 years, and she brought me out here. She's from Illinois, and she's a Bear fan. Her whole family's a Bear fan.
And you're not a
And
Bears fan.
no, I'm not. I'm the only one. Well, and the kids too. They're not. They're spread out, bro. There's one's in Seattle,
Okay.
one's with me over here in New York out of sympathy,
There you
and
go.
now he's used to like not winning. You know, you don't know what winning feels like.
Well, at least the Giants have some history. They just are.
He wasn't around for.
They're just struggling at quarterback, and I feel like GM wise right now. Really, I don't really even feel like it's Dayball's fault, honestly.
I
mean,
really don't.
You could blame him, and they're going to scapegoat him, but and
Like
they had some
certain things.
talent. But when you've got that bad a quarterback play, other than the last Drew Lock game, what are you to do?
I mean,
Daniel Jones might have been the worst starting quarterback in several seasons this year, other than Deshaun Watson.
yeah. I think it's a couple of things. Like one, I think he got too arrogant. Well,
Okay.
too confident off of that playoff win and thought that he had something with Daniel Jones, but he really didn't. It was really Saquon. Saquon made that offense. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna stack the box for Saquon. We know that. And Daniel Jones was dinking and dunking and scrambling in for a touchdown.
And it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Even though I like Tyrone Tracy, it works. His mobility works a lot better with the Saquon.
Yes.
He's gonna bring out the best out of him. And the only downside other than this year is they didn't give Daniel Jones a lot of receivers to work with, if we're being honest. I don't think the dude's gonna be successful, but until Malik Neighbors, what was the best receiver they had? Wendell Robinson? But
the thing is, I don't even think Jalen Hyatt is bad, but he just can't throw a deep ball. If you ever seen Daniel Jones try to throw a deep ball, you cringe. I'm serious, but this guy was a starter. You know?
Well, he's just not starting material. It's not like a Sam Darnold situation where there's some physical tools and he just needed the right situation to flourish. I don't even think Daniel Jones. We had a dude on a Spaces, and he's going to get mad and come in the comments in a minute, probably. But we had a dude on a Spaces trying to argue that the Vikings, Jason, check this out. We had a guy trying to say this. This was crazy. That the Vikings should let go of Sam Darnold and keep Daniel Jones as the starter next season while JJ gets healthy. And my buddy was sending me stuff in the DMs. He's like, this guy is trying to argue Daniel Jones as a starter. I was like, yeah, we need to end this. We need to end this space. I'm being a turd right now.
Like Joe Shane. I think that's Joe Shane in the chats.
It cracked me up. I was laughing.
Wow.
Before we keep going, tell people where to find your show, what to expect, and when you guys do your show.
Oh, okay. So you can find me on YouTube. I'm on X and I'm on Facebook too.
Awesome. Yeah, we're on
And it,
Facebook too.
yep.
Good, man. How long y'all been doing the show for?
Dude, I've only been doing it since July.
Hey, good, man. You're doing
Yeah.
awesome.
But
That's
I
awesome,
stay
dude.
with it. I like doing sports. I coach 8th grade basketball.
Okay.
It's fun. I played basketball.
I teach 8th grade math, so I understand.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah,
You get it, bro.
yeah, I get it. It's interesting.
And this generation's different.
Every
These
day's a
guys are
jungle. It's a
different.
jungle.
And you gotta have a
Jason,
lot of patience.
you know what's funny though is have you told any of them that you have a show? Because like when I'm
Yeah.
not dropping f bombs, I'm like, hey, check out my show. I actually like created a link, and I was like, boom, a link tree, a scan, a QR code, and I got like 30 subs from it. I gave them rewards if they subbed, and then they actually would watch it for a while. It was kind of cool. So
Yeah. I told my friends that while they were drinking beers on the pod. I was like, yeah,
Oh,
you gotta
there you
watch
go.
the F bombs. Here. Oh,
yeah,
what? I'm like,
my
yeah, you gotta
co-host-
watch it.
my co-host on my other show likes to curse. Jason Med does, and I'm like, Med, no. Recently, he's kind of gone a little R-rated, and I'm like, it's on my Facebook. Yeah, my principals and stuff watch. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, let's do a little bit of Giants talk, and I'll save some for the end. Okay, Jason, do you have any Giants questions for him? And then I do want to hit a little Packers before we go into some other stuff.
We get it. The Packers are good. We get it.
Solid. They're a good team.
Rub it all in my face. This is what winning looks like, guys. Look.
Hey, I still haven't forgotten the
This is a good
2012, the 2011 season when we were 15-1, and Eli Manning came into Lambeau Field and beat the Packers.
Yeah, that was a dagger.
That stayed on my memory. I thought,
Uncle Eli.
Man.
Yeah,
that was a dagger.
You're going back to back too, dude. I really did.
This wouldn't be a Packer question, but the guy's an ex-Packer. I had a question about that one, but we could talk about that later. I'll let Jason do his thing. I don't want to interrupt the show and mess up stuff.
We're tempted. Okay, Jason, what's your question?
How bad do you miss the Eli Manning days?
Oh my God!
Oh,
talk about shedding. I just almost shed a tear when he was just talking about it, man. One, I think he's underrated.
Oh yeah,
he's definitely underrated. What he did was really great with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Tom Coughlin. Shout out Tom Coughlin. He is a great.
He was
head
awesome.
Coach.
It's
a great head coach. I cried when he left. You know what I mean?
Everything that you've all have had since, man.
Oh,
it's been bummer after bummer.
Coach. And now he's an executive for the Jags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He should just come back. Give it one more shot. Be the oldest coach.
How old is he now? Is he in his 80s?
Yeah, he's got to be, man. He's got to be Joe Biden's age. I don't know.
Ooh, Joe Biden as coach. That would be interesting. Can you imagine that?
I think I would retire. I'd retire.
Where we at?
You'd be like, wait, where are we? And who are we playing against? He's looking at the other team. He's like, I can't remember who they are. That's our team. He thinks he's coaching the opponent's side. he's like, we're gonna run it. We're on defense, coach. We're gonna run it.
Man. He'll tell us to dunk it instead of trying to get a touchdown. Dunk the ball. You got it.
Well, I got a further Eli Manning question for you. Do you think he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer? I think he is, but should he be? An interesting question.
That is a very interesting question. Because I don't want to sound biased. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Giant fans will kill me for this. But he was good. I think the end of his year, like the end of his career, kind of ruined it for a lot of people because he did started looking really, really bad. Because before he went from clutch fourth quarter Eli to Desmond, remember that one where he got hit in Dallas and he's looking up in the camera, that meme? Like, that's what we remember Eli with at the end.
Did he win a playoff game outside those two runs? He didn't win one playoff game.
We could have.
Than those. Did he though?
We could have, but Odell decided to go on the boat.
That's true. I give you that.
He lost to the Packers in that year. I think it was 2016.
he was 0-4 in the playoffs outside those 2 Super Bowl runs. But when you beat Manning or you beat Brady twice in the Super Bowl,
That's got to count for something.
I think that
That's
you're
gotta-
at least you got to be in the Hall,
You
and
got to be in the Hall.
the fact that he's the Giants' leader in a lot of categories, and I know he didn't do anything outside those 2 runs, but he has 2 of them. So I would just put him in.
Yeah.
It's tough,
Yeah.
but
Put him
Brady
in. Put
hates
him
the
in.
guy. He's the Brady knight. He's the Brady kryptonite. Like
He
Brady's
really
Hey.
always going to hate this guy.
Hey, you beat Brady twice. Hey, he should be in the Hall.
Exactly.
And our
Okay.
defense was great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, legendary.
Your defensive lines, I kind of. So here's the thing, really quick on the Giants, because I kind of get some semblance of what they're doing, Jason. And tell me if I'm wrong here. I feel like they were trying to do what they did in the '80s because they were an interesting team. They won a Super Bowl in the '80s with Lawrence Taylor and Phil Simms. They won another one in the '90s, same core.
Mark
They
Romero.
won one in the 2000s with Eli and Tom Coughlin, then won another one in the 2010s. So they've won one each decade, and I think they felt the pressure, and that's why they went out and got Brian Burns. And it was probably a mistake losing Saquon and Xavier McKinney, but they were trying to rebuild that dominant defensive line with Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, and Brian Burns, and make it just hellish for opposing quarterbacks because that's the Giants' formula to victory. Have an elite pass rush, have solid offensive play, build it through your defense, but build it through the defensive line. That's the Giants' way. And I get it. Like, it's just the problem is you can't let go of Saquon and Xavier McKinney in the same offseason. That's a GM killer right there.
Yes, it was. And even when we had those runs, man, we still had a good running back. And we
You
actually
did.
had good safeties too. When we
You
did
did.
it. We had Antron Roll. Like
You did.
we had good.
You're right.
We had good
And you guys did build it through. You built through good running games and good enough receiver play. At least with the Eli ones, you had Plaxico Burress and
Hakeem Hicks.
yeah, you guys had
Hakeem
another
Hicks,
guy. Now,
yeah.
who was
He
the
was
07?
underrated.
The 07 one was Plaxico.
David Tyree,
Who
Plexico
was the-
Boris.
Who was the second
Tyree.
Super Bowl run? They had a receiver, not the one where they shocked the 17-0 Patriots, but the second one, the year they beat the Packers in the 2011. They had a good receiver. I can't remember who it was. I don't think it was Victor Cruz. Maybe.
Yeah, it was Victor Cruz and Hakeem Hicks. Hakeem Hicks was.
Yeah, that's right. Hakeem Hicks.
So they're kind of trying to build that again. They just need the quarterback, and they need to decide if Daboll's the guy.
I think it's unfair if he does get fired because he didn't draft Daniel Jones. He was given Daniel Jones. You know what I mean? And I think you should let him try to develop a guy first. I don't think he's a bad coach. And I know if he goes somewhere else, he'll probably look pretty well somewhere else. You know?
Oh, can you imagine him if he went to like the Cowboys if they rebuilt this sucker? Or if he went to the heck, even the Bears are stuck. Jason, I want to get your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
The Bears are stuck on an offensive mind, but can you imagine the Brian Daboll if he's as good as the dude who led that subpar Giants team to a playoff victory? If he's that guy with the Bears, just having competent coaching, they could be a solid team. What do you think on that? Should Daboll be in play for that?
Honestly, I think if the Bears get another defensive head coach, I think it's going to ruin Caleb. It's not going to help Caleb. It's going to ruin.
I'm not for Vrabel. You're right, Jason. I'm with you there.
I don't think because there's even talks that Brian Flores is good friends with Ryan Poles, so he might try to snag him to come to Chicago. And if he does that, I just think any defensive coach going to Chicago is going to ruin Caleb Williams because it's not going to help him because they don't know offense. And
I want to pivot to the Bears. Let's keep going on that.
Yeah.
The coaching thing. What if they got Jason? What if they got the right coach, but they got an awesome OC? Like a lot of these really strong coaches, they get the right staff around them. Like look at the Lions. Dan Campbell wouldn't be as successful as he is without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn gets forgotten, but that defense, with all the injuries, is still playing pretty freaking solid outside that Bills game. So, and he's got them motivated. It's Dan. They're willing to go to war for Campbell, but he's got two dudes on both sides drawing up the right plays, scheming correctly for the players to fit the scheme. That's what a lot of coaches don't do. So, and it's not just there. The Packers they've got Halfley now who's doing a lot better. A lot of coaches around the league, Bill Belichick did this. They weren't successful head coaches, but they were good coordinators. So, do you think there's any chance the Bears do go a defensive guy, but they hire the right OC? Because I feel like they screwed both those parts up. Or do you just think they need to go offensive head coach, Jason?
I think they need an offensive head coach. I think Ben Johnson's going to land in Jacksonville.
Really?
Yeah, and then I think the Bears, like I said, the Bears need an offensive-minded head coach. That way, it helps develop Caleb in the NFL, because as he sticks up for his offensive line, saying that it's not the offensive line's fault that he got killed this whole year, but they do need an offensive line. They need to get instead of drafting Roma Dunze, they should have drafted an offensive lineman.
Well, that's true, but also I just got to say this, and this is going to sound mean. If you're Ben Johnson, why the heck would you go to Jacksonville with that mess when you could go to the Bears? I feel like they've got way more talent. Other than BTJ, why would you go to Jacksonville?
Well, if you got, there's a little talent down in Jacksonville. You got Brian Thomas. You got, he could probably work with Trevor Lawrence. So
they got good running backs.
Yeah, they got good. Not bad. I guess they're a little bit.
They got to just work on the secondary.
Yeah.
The secondary.
Trayvon Walker was doing okay. That both offensive lines are kind of mess. The Bears, though, I feel like they got some talent on defense, especially in their secondary.
They need help on the O-line.
They need help on the O-line, and that's the biggest weakness on that roster. And if they solidify that with the right dude, Jason's going to hate this, but the Bears could make this NFC North a complete division next year. They're not that far away.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. They do feel left behind with the other three winning the race right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pivot to the Packers-Bears game. And then I want to hit some people which you can look forward to. I should have done this in the beginning. I just worked out and had a long day, but I'm excited. What we got coming up, the rest of the show, we're going to do Pro Bowl Snubs. I got some playoff. I want to ask you guys about this Vikings-Lions game after we talk Packers-Bears here in a second. I want to talk about who's going to win the NFC. I want to talk, if we've got time, I don't want to go too insanely long, but I'd like to talk about playoff predictions with you guys. And who's going to the Super Bowl? I've got a lot of fun stuff. So we're going to get there.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't think this Packers-Bears preview is going to take that long because...
No, I don't think so either.
They don't have a lot to play for, and they should smash the Bears. Just be
seeding. Packers got seeding to play for.
But if Washington's killing Dallas, they're stuck at the 7. Right? Am I wrong?
Right. I think either way, Green Bay is going to be stuck with the Eagles, and that's what I want. Let's take the big one. Let's take the big boy down first. I think Green Bay's run defense is a lot better than it was last year, and it's a lot better than Week 1. So these guys are gelling now on defense, and I just think if you stop Saquon, you stop Jalen Hurts, you stop the Eagles.
So we're both looking past Chicago, and I agree. I think they're going to beat Chicago, sadly for Chicago. But I like that point because I actually think there's a chance they pull off this Eagles upset. One of two things have got to happen. Maybe both, but one of two. Either Love's got to get going and get hot, and we'd probably need that regardless, but we could lean on Jacobs if our pass rush gets going. Hafley's got to dial up some blitzes. Our pass rush has been freaking anemic beyond reason. We traded, I don't know if you follow this, but we traded Preston Smith away. And he wasn't producing that well, but we just had a dude. And Jason, you might hate me for this, but Rashawn Gary made the Pro Bowl with 3.5 sacks. Why? The dude
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I love Rashawn Gary, but he
hasn't taken a step forward this season. He just hasn't.
There's no production there in sack wise. 3 sacks. made the Pro Bowl. I
Three
mean,
and a
come
half.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, come on.
there was so many other worthy candidates in the NFC. We'll get into that in a minute. But all right, man. Jason, so you think we can beat the Eagles? What do you think? Can we? Can the Packers upset the Eagles and pull off the 7 upset again 2 years in a row after upsetting Dallas last year? Do you give them a chance at all?
Well, everybody got a chance in the playoffs.
That's right.
Everybody has a chance. My Giants did it a long time ago. We were underdogs all the way. So I can't sit here and be like, y'all don't have a chance at all. Y'all definitely got a chance. It's going to be a tough game, though. It's definitely going to go down to the wire, I think. It's going to be in Philly, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yeah, it would be in Philly, but Jalen Hurts hasn't played, and he could be a little rusty. After missing 3 weeks, because he missed the game not last week, but the week before. Didn't play this week. I think that'd be 3 weeks of not playing. There's a solid chance, and he wasn't looking that great anyways, that he'd be rusty. My concern is the Packers are like this close in these games, and there's some mental mistakes, and it's really lack of pass rush, or like we couldn't stop Saquon early in the season, but our run D has been better, actually. It's been we can't get to the opposing passer, and he's got all day. He can make a vacation plan. He could sit there back there, play some Call of Duty before they get a pass rush. Our defensive line could have a cold, and that dude ain't got to worry about getting infected because our line doesn't get there. Sam Darnold, we got to him one time. I watched the first half. I had to watch the second half later on, and Darnold had all day. And then in the fourth quarter, the Packers offense wakes up, and it's explosive in the second half.
So for the playoffs, I'm sorry. Would you guys have Sean Alexander, the corner? We all have him?
No, he's out for the year.
Jay Alexander, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
No. You said Alexander. I heard the first name. Yeah, Jay Alexander is, unless we make the Super Bowl, it's kind of like a Aiden Hutchinson injury.
I think if we make the Super Bowl, he doesn't play. He did that surgery way too late.
Yeah, he might be like he might just be out of Green Bay. We might trade him to you guys.
I think he's going to be out of Green Bay. There's a lot of talk about him probably playing his last game in suiting up for Green Bay when he played last.
So Alexander will be out, but the Packers. Here's the problem: Watson's hurt all the time. Our number one receiver. So he could be out, but he should be good to go. So we're just down our number one corner. The Eagles, on the other hand, will be fully loaded for the most part, but Jalen Hurts will be a little rusty.
It's going to be a tough game.
It is, man. We're going to play him close. We ain't going to get destroyed. I don't think you're going to get destroyed. That bad.
I don't think you're going to get destroyed. I don't think you're going to get destroyed. Go ahead, bro.
I think even Saquon, he's not playing this week.
Mm-mm.
They're not even letting him go for the record, which is crazy to me. Because the thing of it is, if they get beat the first round of the playoffs, you just ruined his chances to be in the record books. And, I think they should let him play. I get it. They don't want to risk injury or anything, but this is something that doesn't come along, getting over 2,000 yards rushing. I mean, you got to let him at least try to break the record.
Hey, look, let's just keep it 100, okay? He would have got that 100 yards at halftime. Let's just be real.
Can I ask you both, if you're the coach, would you let him do it? Would you play him if you're the coach?
I mean, it depends on how your coaching style is. Like if I was a player's coach, like I would be a player's coach. Like I coach my kids.
Yeah.
I would be like, hey, you want to get this record? Yeah, let's go do it. I mean, you could get hurt anytime. That's the risk that you take when you play any sport, really. That's contact or collision. So it's like, yo, this is what you do it for. Go out there, get that record, get off. Cam Ward did it. Come on now, you could do it too. Break the record, get out of there.
I think I play him because I got to find my charger. I think I'd play him because here's the deal. and I'll just ask this question. I know where it is. I got to go grab it really quick. I think I play him just because it's a once in a lifetime thing. Here's the problem though. There's so much heat on Sirianni already. If Saquon were to like tear his ACL or be out, the dude would get fired. So I think that's why he has to make that decision. It sucks, but I think that we would lose, but just barely. But I think that there's a solid chance the Packers actually get some revenge this time. Hey, dude, what's up? I think there's a solid chance we get some revenge this time and actually pull this off and win this game. But I don't know if we have the pass rush to win 3 straight games. It scares me because we've had our 2010 run. We had Clay Matthews at his apex. In the 90s, we had Reggie White. It's a recipe for success for the Packers. In the 60s, they had a dominant defense, and it starts up front. And our defensive line, Jason even agrees, is a little lacking. It's had moments, but not against elite offensive lines. So that's my concern. I think they could win this game, but then they'd immediately have to go into Detroit or Minnesota. And it is difficult to beat a team 3 times, but Hafley's going to have to get in his bag and figure out a way to get to that's our defensive coordinator. He's going to have to find a way to get to Darnold or Goff if we can beat Philly. And to me, I'm not going to lie, man. Philly's my pick. If Jalen Hurts can get anything going, I think there's a solid chance Philly goes to the Super Bowl.
They can.
And beating the Packers would be a momentous run for them because we're a pretty good team. And that'd be a good way for them to get going. But I got a lot of thoughts on that. Jason, do you have anything else? I'll be right back.
So who are you expecting the Giants to draft this year?
Oh man, we definitely got to go quarterback. But I think Cam Ward is probably the better quarterback in this draft. I mean, I like Sanders. You know what I mean? But I think we should definitely go Cam Ward, if anything. I know people thinking because he sat, that kind of hurt his chance, but we know why he sat. And the kids have been doing that now for the past couple of years, making business decisions in bowl games. Because if it's not a natty game, they don't play. So, I mean, I still go with Cam Ward, but who knows what the Giants are doing right now? And I don't know what Joe Shane is doing. He might.
Oh man, Shane!
I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know.
Has Hard Knocks ever
Has
Hard Knocks ever made a dude look worse? Like for
that?
Real?
That did not help.
Man, that looked bad. That looked so bad. Like, what was he doing?
Messing up. Man. That's what he was doing.
He looks so dumb too. I'm sorry, but when you got guys like us that do podcasts and we know some ball, but we can watch this guy and know that he doesn't know what he's doing. That's not a good look.
That was terrible.
Man,
I mean, I cringed every time when I watch it. Like, oh, we don't want to hand off a $40 million quarterback. Don't want to hand off to a $12 million running back. I said, oh my god. And Jalen Hurts and them will.
And then Saquon saw that, and that was his fuel all offseason. You know, he watched that crap, and he's like, I'm going to make this guy eat his words. Jason, go ahead, sorry.
I got a question for him.
Heck yeah, man.
Would you accept Aaron Rodgers on the Giants when the Jets let him release him?
Hey, look, we already got enough problems.
I just wanted to get your response.
We already got enough problems, man. I don't want to turn into the New York Packers. We'll have Randall Cobb. We'll have Jordy Nelson.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. Shoot, what was the running back in the day?
Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy.
Yeah, man.
Jason, I got one for you. If Devontae Adams gets traded from the Jets, would you want him back on the Packers?
Sure, why not? Why not? Why not? With number one receiver, that's what they need. I mean, I think they got number ones, but they still got growing to do. So you need an actually legit number one. And I think, you bring in Devontae Adams again, plus he knows the system. So, I mean, he could help, mature these guys a little bit more. Why not? Why not take him back?
I agree, especially because I don't know if we have a number one. I think Watson has the potential, but he's starting to look like Jair Alexander. He's always hurt. Like, Malik Neighbors had a couple dinged up games this year, but he looks like he's going to be a legit one. Malik Neighbors flashed more potential than Marvin Harrison did this season. He was the best rookie receiver outside of, it was right there with Brian Thomas Jr. and Brock Bowers looked elite. Those three were pretty, and McConkey for the Chargers. But
Raiders gonna mess that up. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Bowers
oh my god.
Trade him now. Raider talk. I could.
Oh my god.
That is going to be so great if they get the right quarterback. He's going to have Brock Bowers to throw to. Dude, that's like a dream for a rookie quarterback if it's the right dude.
Sanders.
It might be. Because I was talking to Jason about it. I think it might be Giants get Cam Ward.
Oh, I could see that.
I think Sanders goes to Vegas, and the reason why I say that because he's got ties with Tom Brady, and Brady has he's a part owner of the Raiders. Plus, they're giving him a lot more say right now. I just heard about it not too long ago that they're giving him some front office say. So I think he's going to be helping Mark Davis build this team and get the right quarterback in here, and I think that's Sanders.
Okay, I got a question for you guys.
This is about to be bad when you start laughing. You know it's about to be bad. You can't get it out. It's about to be messed up.
No, you know what?
I don't know what he's thinking either.
Right, it's about to be bad.
Well, are you mad that the Giants? I think we talked it off the air. Are you mad that the Giants won this last game and messed that pick up?
Only the Giants could be a team, right? That's the worst in the league and can't be the worst in the league. How can you give up your first rounder?
And the Raiders, both of them.
Like, how can you be the worst? We were the worst team, and I think we are. I think we're the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah,
but we still can't be the worst in the NFL. Like, I'm not making this up, bro. Only Giants can do this right now.
Though, you're just like the Raiders, where it's the biggest hole on your roster is quarterback. And if you had a Bo Nix back there or a Jaden Daniels, I think you could be a 9-win team next season.
I know.
Especially with if Tyrone Tracy can if they can give him enough carries to see if he's the dude with Malik Neighbors. If Hyatt's as good as you think with a dude with an actual quarterback level arm, it's not Daniel Jones. But you got a dude actually slinging it back there.
No.
Man, that could be pretty good for you guys. You really could. Jason, do you think they're a quarterback away? Like the Bears need no line. That's 5 positions. The Giants, if they get a QB, how much could they improve next season? What are y'all, 4 are you guys 4-12 now or 3-13?
Yeah. We're 3. We got 3 games.
3 games.
3-13.
So you have to win 6 more. I don't know. If they had a good draft, I could actually see it.
I could see us being a 7-win team next year.
8-8. 8-8.
Maybe 8. Yeah.
8-8 or 8-9.
I mean, 500 team.
It's a tough NFC, honestly. The NFC's rough, man.
Hey, you need a quarterback, and I think the Giants draft a quarterback. Obviously, I mean, you're not going to stick. You're not sticking with Mr. Vito back there, are you?
Do you remember when the Jets were a quarterback away? So I think the answer is no on the Aaron Rodgers thing.
Yeah.
Hey, there's rumors that there's a possibility he could go to the Giants, but I don't think he's going to end up a Giant. I think he's going to. I know Isaac already knows this, but I think Aaron Rodgers is going to end up. I know this is going to sound crazy, but
no way, dude.
I think he's going to end up with Minnesota. And I know that sounds crazy. And I know that sounds crazy because I think Sam Darnold is about to get paid, and he ain't going to. And whoever, I mean, Minnesota's going to offer him a contract, but there's going to be other teams out there that's going to, outbid Minnesota for Sam Darnold.
Daniel Jones got that on lock. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably right.
That was good, man. I like that. Daniel Jones. Well, seriously, okay, we had this debate on the show on Monday, and I think I've talked this on 2 or 3 shows now. If you're Sam Darnold, why wouldn't you just stay in Minnesota? I think there's something real with Kevin O'Connell. I only disagree with Jason on like the Packers losing the Super Bowl. We agree on a lot of stuff, but on the Sam Darnold one, I don't know why you'd want to leave. What situation's going to be better? Jacksonville's going to suck, and they're not. They wouldn't do it. But like, okay, let me think of some teams that were going to throw some money at a quarterback. Why would you go to the Raiders
Jets.
when you could say? Why would you go to the Jets? There's a good one. As even though they've got some talent, why would you go to the Jets? Yeah, where he saw ghosts already. When you can stay in Minnesota, where it's a good situation, it's a well-run organization. They've got a hell of an offensive-minded coach. They've got talent at the receiving core that's almost unparalleled in the league. Addison looks like a true number one, and they got Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson. You still got Aaron Jones and a good O-line and a hell of a defense. Why would you leave that situation to go to the mess that Woody Johnson has with the Jets, the most overhyped team and underperforming team that I've seen in a long time? That team has way too much talent to win 4 or 5 games. Way too much talent. Sorry, Jets tirade. I'm over Aaron Rodgers if you can't tell. So
yeah, I think we're all fatigued with him, bro. It's over.
So would you leave? No, you're good. Would you leave if you were Sam Darnold? Would you leave?
I don't think he leaves if he wins a playoff game. I think he stays if he wins a playoff game.
And I think they're gonna. Oh, they're gonna have a good chance of winning a playoff game because if they win this Lions game, they're the 1 seed, and if they lose the Lions game, they're the 5 seed, and they have a pretty cupcake wildcard matchup. So I think there's pretty good odds on him winning a playoff game.
I think he would be the bridge. I think he would be the bridge quarterback for JJ in the back. I think they'll keep him around. You'll see from his mistakes and stuff like that. The next thing you know, boom, they'll throw in JJ.
This guy is an awesome Packers guy. If you ever want another Packer guy, he's really good. He's a writer for Packer Talk Net. We've had him on the show. Jason, were you on the show with Nick? You watched that?
I might have watched it.
Yeah, it was back in August. The Vikings got Danny Dimes and JJ behind Sam will get paid. I think either Rodgers come back to the Jets or we see him again when he comes to Lambeau for his Hall of Fame induction. I think he might just be out of the NFL soon. But
who wants him?
I think Darnold's going to be the bridge, and we're going to find out if has the potential to be a franchise QB because this season he's looked like it. It's kind of like Baker in Tampa. If he does this again next season, he might just
talk about snubs too.
Right? Oh, yeah. That's the next topic. We're hitting snubs after this.
Yeah.
And I also want to say it like the Rashawn Gary one, who shouldn't have made the Pro Bowl that did.
Wow.
Mistakes.
Yeah, there's a lot that you're kind of confused on.
So we got the Sam Darnold takes. All right, let's do Pro Bowl snubs. Do either of y'all want to start? I've got a few, but it's up to y'all. It's
y'all guys stuff, man.
Well, I'm okay with Patrick Mahomes not making it because he didn't have that great of a season. But why didn't Baker Mayfield make it? That one is mind blowing. Weren't his stats?
And the NFC too. I don't get it. Yeah, so Jay Daniels had a good one. All right, Jalen Hurts, you would be in competition with.
Mayfield had 39 touchdown passes this season, dude. How do
Jared
you not
Goff
make the Pro Bowl?
had a good season. Jared Goff had a good season. Sam Darnold had a good season.
I got to look at the Pro Bowl rosters. I honestly,
did Golf get snubbed? Did he get snubbed, Golf?
No, I think he made it. Hold on, I'll get it 1 second. Okay, the AFC. I don't want the AFC. I want the NFC. We'll talk the NFC in a minute, or the AFC in a minute. Okay, 7 Lions made it. 9 Ravens. Green Bay had 3 guys make it. Detroit, Jared Goff made it. And here's my thing. Okay, Goff was good this season. He was really good.
Right.
36 TDs, 10 interceptions on a 14-win team. I get that, but I don't know, man. Baker's been... I don't know. That's tough because, you can't just go raw stats. The Lions have been way better than the Bucs. But Baker's going to end up with over 40 touchdowns, and he's going to be a replacement or not make the Pro Bowl. That just feels wrong, doesn't it? A little bit. Am I wrong here?
A little.
A little. Man.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, okay, so here's the thing, though. It was a tough situation. There's always going to be snubs because you had Jared Goff, Sam Darnold, and Jaden Daniels. So, which guy do you take out? I'll let you guys go here. I'll go last. Who'd you take out there between Darnold, Goff, and Daniels? Which guy doesn't make it? It's really tough, actually.
Wow.
I would take out Daniels.
I was leaning that way.
I think Baker had a better season.
Yeah, let me look. Okay, so Daniels had just straight. He was so monumentally important for that team.
Yeah, but so is Baker.
He had 25 passing TDs, 9 picks, but rushing. Hold on.
Yeah, he's a stud there.
So I mean, dude. Yeah. Let's get it. Jaden Daniels rushing was killing it this season. I had him in. He was on my one team that won the Super Bowl. I made the playoffs in 2 of my leagues. I finished third and won one. He had 864 yards rushing and 6 TDs, and the dude only had 9 interceptions. He only 9 giveaways as a rookie.
Wow.
I don't know. Wow. I agree with you, but it's kind of hard to snub Daniels, who's probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Well, if he gets Offensive Rookie of the Year, he should be all right.
Yeah. There you go. Be a Pro Bowler next year.
All right. But even though I don't know if that should be a quarterback award though, because Brock Bowers been knocking out. He's been solid.
Well, I actually think MVP should be Saquon.
I know.
2,000 yards, and the Eagles run with him. That they're Saquon on defense. They're one of the worst passing teams in the league, and they're 13-3. I think it should be Saquon. He had a historic season. He could have broke this record if he played.
Where are the Eagles without Saquon, though?
Exactly. Can you imagine if Saquon wasn't playing against Green Bay? How much would Green Bay be favored by? No Saquon. I think Green Bay is actually favored in Philly. No joke.
Yeah.
Not by a lot, but 3, 2.
I'm with you there.
He's worth 7, 8 points, probably, right? Philly will probably be favored by 6, maybe 5. Without him, we'd probably be a 1.5 point favorite, maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it. He's that important. I mean, I know Josh Allen was great, and Lamar Jackson was even better this season statistically, and I know Josh Allen's going to probably win the award, and I'm happy for him. I just feel like we can't just make it a stupid quarterback award when we kind of missed the boat that running backs kind of run the league still. Like, quarterbacks are important, but this season should have proved with Derrick Henry and Saquon how important running backs are. I think they're about to start getting paid again.
Hey, don't forget about your running back too. He's doing pretty good.
Josh Jacobs is
he's doing his thing.
He's got an offensive line.
He does. Mm-hmm. He does. Our offensive line is really good at run blocking. They're solid at pass protection, but he's been killing it for us. Almost 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns.
No, I think they need to do some more screen passes with Jacobs. I think he could be tearing up a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, for sure, dude.
That they need to do it like they were doing with Aaron Jones, because Jones was like, sitting there waiting for screen passes. They didn't just use him as a running back. You know what I mean? Jacobs has got one receiving touchdown this year. I mean, that's the most he's ever had in the NFL, but still, I mean, I think they should use him more in the passing game.
So I got another one for you guys. I completely agree. With the Eagles, Malata, the offensive tackle, didn't make it, and he's the highest grade play. He's the highest Pro Football Focus PFF has Malata. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. The offensive tackle. They have him as the high. Yeah, we have him as the highest graded player at a 95.8 in the entire NFL this season. And Saquon, a lot of his success has been due to that offensive line. And Malata's like probably the best. Him or Lane Johnson, after Kelsey retired, they're the two that you think of first and he didn't make the Pro Bowl. And he's highest graded player by PFF on any position for any team, and he didn't make the Pro Bowl. And I know that's just one measure, but like, come on, man, how did he not make it?
Yeah, no.
Three dudes from the offensive line made it: Lane Johnson, Dickerson, and Cam Jurgens. How did he not make it over those other three dudes?
Yeah, man, because everybody loves Tristan Wirfs, and I know the voters got Tristan Wirfs in there.
Yep, Tampa Bay.
I got a couple of Eagles, but I'm gonna hit the Giants guy first for you. How did Malik Neighbors not make the Pro Bowl?
Oh yeah, that's true.
A tough one.
That is true. How didn't he? Because I think he could have made it over Scary Terry this year.
Yeah, like
I think
if we're going raw stats. Man, I had Malik Neighbors in one of my leagues. How much did he end up with? He was pretty freaking good, dude.
Malik Neighbors went off this year. He did.
Yeah,
he was only offense we had, but yeah.
He definitely went off in the last game.
Yeah, he did.
1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns as a rookie. Damn, I feel like that's pretty freaking good.
You imagine him with a quarterback?
Right. Joe Shane's still there. We're not going to pay him. We're not going to pay. We're not going to have a $30 million wide receiver.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't have a $30 million receiver and have a $40 million. Wait, you don't have a $40 million quarterback anymore. Scary Terry had 1,000 yards, a little over, but 12 TDs. So that's a toss up. But I kind of feel like Malik just deserved that. I like Scary Terry, but Jaden Daniels got his flowers. I kind of think Malik Neighbors deserved them.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Jason?
Yeah.
Next one, a couple more Eagles. They had some snubs. Oh no, sorry. One's a Lion and one's an Eagle. Kirby Joseph didn't make it for the Lions secondary. That's a little surprising. He had 12 passes defended, 9 interceptions. The dude leads the NFL. Do they just do this so that dudes like us who make podcasts have stuff to talk about? Because
thanks.
You're giving me easy material. You have the highest graded player for the Eagles offensive line, not in the Pro Bowl, and you're the guy leading the league more than Xavier McKinney. He has 9 picks, not making the Pro Bowl. What is that?
Yeah.
I don't
know what the voters are doing, man.
Come on, man. Put us on that poll. We put up some better votes in this. I would not just vote Packers. I wouldn't.
Don't X have 7, Xavier? Don't he have 7 picks?
Yeah. 7.
Yeah. 7's great, man. That's great. But
wasn't he leading at one point?
Yeah, he was.
He just our problem with the Packers defense is it's looked better, but they haven't been generating the pass rush and the takeaways like they were early in the season. So it's been kind of that's the one thing I want to see if they can get that formula back for the playoffs. That was really helping them early on. So it is what it is. I got a couple more from the NFC. Where is it? There it is. Gardner Johnson for the Eagles. The Eagles defense is the top ranked unit, and they brought back Gardner Johnson. He's a big part of that. 59 tackles, 12 passes defended, 2 tackles for a loss, and 6 picks. And he was the defensive player of the week last year. He took one back for a touchdown. So he just had to pick 6, and he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. I know in the beginning, though, he was getting cooked for a little bit. He got better as the season went on.
The whole defense kind of just stopped allowing anything.
Yeah,
but
because week 1, y'all burned him.
Yeah,
Packers were all over him, man.
Jaden Reed had a day.
That's what I wanted to ask you guys. I didn't want to, interrupt the show or nothing.
No,
but
man.
I really had that question for you,
dude. Yeah,
I had Jaden Reed in fantasy because I thought he was going to break out this year. And he started off hot, and then at the end, what the hell happened? Can y'all guys tell me?
Jason, you got a take on this?
Here's my take. Same as yours. I don't know why they stopped throwing the ball to him. Like, what's going on?
And I thought he was a screen gadget guy. I thought that's who he was, like a Brandon
Cooks
type.
Right. Yeah. He's like a Randall Cobb. You know what I mean?
Why would you?
Why would you stop you? Jaden Reed's a dog, man. He's awesome, but
I'm not
he ain't awesome without the ball.
I think LaFleur likes to spread the ball around a little bit too much, and I think that the offense would benefit from a number one receiver because if we've got a guy like Justin Jefferson, they don't grow on trees though. But if we just had a guy, even a Malik Neighbors, somebody that scares the defense, and Jaden Reed was doing that, but then his ankle was banged up, and then I think they felt the heat from Romeo Doubs getting suspended that they had to feed him targets. And then to be honest with you, and Jason's going to hate this, but Love's been up and down
Yes,
and it's had some
Yeah.
really slow starts. So it's just like we had 64 passing yards against Minnesota through 3 quarters.
Yeah, I remember that.
That I mean, nobody's gonna have a good fantasy day with that,
No.
So I think Love needs to find some consistency, and I think they need a dude that draws attention, and I think Jaden Reed would actually be more productive for it because I think they want to spread it out to all 4 dudes when they're healthy, and the offense runs through Jacob, so you don't have the
it
volume to get.
does. It does.
You can't get 4 dudes the ball.
Right.
And the only reliable receiver was honestly the tight end in fantasy this year. Tucker Kraft was the only guy I started by the end of the season. I had to sit Jaden Reed the last 2 weeks, and it hurt, but I had to do it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
started T. Higgins, and I ended up starting. Well, I lost in that league, but I ended up starting T. Higgins instead, and I think Abdullah actually for the Raiders, and it was a better play. So
Anybody had Higgins or Evans in fantasy, you had to have been a little bit frustrated with them being hurt almost all year. And then, hey, but they paid dividend at the end, man. They came through for me because I had both of them, and I played them in my lineup the last game of the season for the Super Bowl, and they tore it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
well, one league I lost because I had I had Jaden Reed in them. But I mean I had a pretty good team. But I was like, hey, you know what? I gotta go with Jaden Reed. I had Michael Pittman. That's where I messed up at. Michael Pittman had the better
Yeah.
game.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm like, but that's all right, man. You win some, you lose some. Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
smart. I was smart because I knew not a lot of people knew a lot about Brock Bowers, and I took him. He was the number 1 tight end in fantasy by the end of the year.
That's my
there you go.
biggest regret.
I got Jaden Daniels as a rookie for
And now-
$3.
And now he's going to be the first one. Next year, he's going to be the first one off the board for tight ends.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, yeah. He's gone. He's gone.
He's out of there.
Dude, we should have done a show earlier, man. You're gonna have to come back on. This has been a blast, man. Seriously.
Thanks for having
you.
me, man.
Thanks, dude. And if you ever want either of us to come on yours, man, I'd be game.
No, most def.
Yeah.
I get tired of talking to the same guys. No.
I got a couple more playoff snubs, but then I want to talk some playoff matchups. And if you guys are game, I have a game for you. We'll go through instead of doing buy or sell, Jason. What I'm thinking here is we do. It's Devon, right?
DeVal.
Deval. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Deval.
Deval.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So-
weird.
No, that's cool. I like your name. What I want to do is I want to go through the match. We already talked Packers Eagles, so let's skip that one. Let's talk just currently what the matchups are in the NFC and the AFC, and break them down a little because there's a good scenario. Some of them are going to kind of stick. So we'll go through them. Okay, a couple more snubs. Do you guys feel like Mahomes was a snub?
That's the one I was going to ask you. I wanted to ask you that question.
No, if you got
If you
questions,
guys-
man, I love
yeah.
when people do it. Yeah.
All right, so I had a question for you too.
Okay.
So we got Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. They're up there for the Pro Bowl. For the Pro Bowl. Do you think Patrick Mahomes really did get snubbed? I mean, I like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has all the stats, and I know. You know what I'm saying? But
That's tough. Didn't Joe Burrow throw for how many freaking touchdowns did he throw for this year? Wasn't it?
it's like
A
38,
lot.
39?
Wasn't
A
it
lot.
40?
Isn't it
42.
40?
Yeah.
42.
40? Yeah.
I think you like I know that here's the thing. I know Mahomes is on a 15-1 team. And I know he's a big part of the reason why. And like Jason said, it might be the worst 15-1 team I've ever seen, but they're 15-1. But you got to give it to the dude who has 40. How many? What's Mahomes' stats? I haven't looked in a while.
Oh, they're garbage. I mean, compared to Joe Burrow's season, it's high.
26 TDs,
I mean,
11 picks. Like,
they're
I don't
gonna
want to
go
just
by
look at. Yeah.
they're gonna go by stats, and if Mahomes' stats are garbage, then they're gonna pick. Obviously Burrow deserves it. I mean, look at his stats. 42 touchdowns. What does Mahomes have?
What was it, 28?
26.
Oh, man,
That's the worst of his career, being honest.
Yeah.
I don't even
It
think it
is.
was that bad last year.
I mean,
And like, that's the problem is when you throw over 40 TDs, that's why I would have been, I love Jaden Daniels. I think he was great, but I think I agree with DeVow here. I think that Baker should have been in the Pro Bowl.
I really do.
And it shouldn't just be raw stats, but eye test wise, the Bucks wouldn't be anywhere. I know that Jaden Daniels, the Commanders wouldn't be anywhere without him.
No.
And they're actually one of my dark horse teams in the NFC. That offense is difficult to defend. I think there's a good chance they pull off an upset. They've got a favorable matchup, Jason. If they win, they go play the Bucks, who can score, but the Commanders might be a better team, or the Rams. And the Rams can't score on anybody right now. I know they're on a 5-game win streak, but it's been more their defense. Their offense can't even hit 20. They won that stupid Thursday night game the week before this. I think the Commanders could go pull off an upset week 1 in the wild card. I'm kind of teasing the next thing. I don't think Mahomes was a snub, though. I don't think he was a snub. I think Burrow's just been so electric. You had to give it to him. And Josh Allen and Jackson they've been better quarterbacks this season. But I think Mahomes is kind of like little Michael Jordan-ish now. I think I think you're going to see the best out of him in the playoffs.
That's what I was just about to say. He's about to be pissed. That man's about to be pissed. You just gave him ammo.
Motivation.
Yeah. That's like taking out Michael Jordan at the Pro Bowl of the All-Star game.
You can't breathe on Patrick Mahomes with a flag flying. You know what I mean?
But it goes with a lot of quarterbacks too, though. Well, not all.
Yeah,
not all.
Some.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jason. I'm with you there. Not all. He gets more though.
Probably the most out of any quarterback in the league. Probably is Patrick Mahomes.
And hey, dude, if you have questions for us, man, just chuck them. I love when people do that. Seriously.
Okay. I didn't want to interrupt the flow or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guest. I'm chilling.
You're good.
I'm glad to be here, man.
I'm happy you're here. I got one more snub, Brian Thomas Jr. And that one feels
that's a snub to me.
I got to look at who actually made it to see who that just feels wrong. That dude was awesome this season.
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna look at the receivers really quick, but I just don't understand that one.
I got you. Like I said, it's Terry McLaurin and CeeDee Lamb. I think he could go over both.
Oh wow!
No, AFC.
Wow.
In the AFC, Brian Thomas Jr.'s AFC. Jamar Chase made it.
Oh, that's right. He's in.
He deserved it. Jerry Jeudy made it. Nico Collins made it, and
Jerry Jeudy made it. Jerry Jeudy made it.
Jerry Jeudy, what was his? Hold on, let me look at his stats by the end of the season.
I don't know, but he was tearing it up at the end of the season in fantasy. I tell you that.
He really did, dude. He looked awesome this year. He had 12. No, Jeudy only had 4 TDs, but he had 1,229 yards by the end of the season.
Play. Yeah,
with bad quarterback play. And how did Nico Collins do by the end of the year? Didn't he miss a bunch of games?
Yeah, he was hurt for a while. And even when he came back, he's been there.
Yeah, he only had 968 and 6 TDs. Here's the problem. He missed a bunch of games, so I get it because he was explosive early on. But I think that BTJ should have made it over Nico Collins. I think that's an easy flip there. He missed too many games. And like you said, dude, he wasn't the same when he came back. Jason, what do you think? Should BTJ have made it or Nico Collins?
Oh, sorry.
The first one that you said. I think he should have made it. Nico Collins was starting to fall off. I mean,
Yeah, DeVal said it. Did you have a question, dude? Sorry.
Yeah. I was going to ask you guys, what about Zay Flowers?
Ooh.
Like he kind of killed it this year, didn't he?
I don't think he did better than Brian Thomas Jr. BTJ. I don't think he did better, bro.
Okay, so he only had 1,000 yards. I think they just wanted him to have another Raven make it. 9 Ravens made it. It was the most in the NFL.
Who's the most in the? What's the most in the NFC?
I think it was the Lions. Let me look.
Yeah, I think.
What do you think about the matchup of Washington against the Eagles again in the playoffs?
If that happens, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be.
Who do you think wins that game?
Let's take a look. So here's the thing I have though. I think that'd be fun, Jason. But do you think that like the Bengals are on right now?
Yeah, I'm
They're
watching
playing the
that game
Steelers.
too. By the way,
What is it? I need to go watch that. Oh, it's on ABC. Oh well, I'm gonna go watch.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm doing the podcast and watching.
Hey,
See, that's what I do, man.
Who's winning? Who's winning?
It's the Bengals right now. Hold on, let me see the score.
Bengals are up 13-7.
Yeah, it's 13-7. But
and they're in the red zone though.
I think Burrow just went in the blue tent.
Ooh, that's a problem. It's mid-third quarter. They're going to get a field goal. They'll be up by 2 scores. I just don't believe in the Steelers' offense. Okay, so let me ask you guys, because Jason's, know what he wants. He wants the Packers to win and Washington to lose. Is there any scenario Washington loses to Dallas? It's in Dallas, but Dallas, man, like, is CeeDee Lamb going to play? Yeah. Do you guys think there's a?
I don't think CeeDee's playing.
CeeDee's not playing. CeeDee's. I think they put him on IR.
Yeah,
CeeDee's on IR. Dak is out.
His shoulder.
That I don't know if they have the weapons, man. But let me put it this way. Let's say that happens, just for funsies. Let's say Washington blows this game against Dallas. Green Bay does their thing against Chicago. Green Bay becomes the 6th seed. Washington has to go to Philly again. I'm going to just put this out there. Even with Jalen Hurts, I think Washington could upset Philly again. I think Philly, if they get through their wild card game, are going to go on a Super Bowl run.
That's not too crazy, though.
They're going to get a tough draw. They're going to play Washington a 3rd time or Green Bay a 2nd time. It's not going to be a cupcake matchup.
Washington can upset them, though.
Winning that game
all the time plays them hard. Yeah.
And Washington upset them last time and kind of exposed that defense. That defense had been bad. Green Bay played them tough in Brazil. Yeah, Green Bay played them tough in Brazil, and they blew it because they couldn't tackle Saquon. That was the biggest reason we lost. We put up points. We looked consistent on offense for the most part, but Saquon killed us.
I think the field is horrible in Brazil. Kenny Clark was talking about it. He goes, it's not, that field is not made for 300 plus guys to be playing on it. It's a soccer field. It's not a football field. There's a difference between a soccer field and an NFL field, a grass field. You know what I mean? They're sliding all over the place.
They're going to have to figure this out moving forward if they want to have guys play in foreign stadiums. I've heard slightly better things out of London and in Europe, but if they want to do this thing where they go to different countries, they need the field to not be that sloppy, because the players talk to other players, and we hear this. And I don't want the game to not go international, but get the field right at least. Like, it's a simple thing, like, get the field. The field should be the number one thing that you should. Yeah. It's disappointing because it was so big for not only Brazil but for the Packers and for the Eagles in terms of expanding their audience.
I'm with you there. Hey, but do you think old school vets are a little jealous of this though? Like, you going international, all these guys are getting big money now, and it's like, man, I got CTE, I got concussions. I had to do a lawsuit to get money. You guys are over here just living lavish.
Well, I talked to a girl from Minnesota who's
banking.
She's dated some Viking players, and she was talking about it, and she's like, she said a few things. She said, they love playing the NFL, but they don't take it. It was interesting takes that she said, and I don't know who she dated. She brought up Marcus Davenport. I don't know if she dated him or not. I don't know. She was younger than me, so I don't know how many players she dated. I didn't want to ask. That's her story. But she was like, they don't bring this stuff home. And I'm like, that's interesting. it's interesting. She's like, they don't really talk about the NFL as much as you would think off the field. It's like, because I don't know any NFL players. I actually have some work friends who are like related and actually know some Chief players and stuff, but I just hear this through the grapevine. So it's kind of interesting. I would think the players like Michael Irvin, that's one of the reasons they get so fired up about the Cowboys, because these dudes are making, and it's not just inflation wise, they're making like 10, 12 times as much money.
Yes. Yeah.
And the NFL is actually trying to protect them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It is.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
I'll be a little pissed.
If I was Terry Bradshaw, I'd be like, mother effer, I didn't even probably make a few mil in my lifetime. He's making bank now, but damn.
That's why Eric Dickerson's a little pissed. I don't want him to break my record. That's all I got. No. I got nothing else.
Also, it's not. It's also not quite fair. It's not quite fair though, because it would have been 17 games versus 16.
Saquon's not playing.
All right.
Saquon, it would have been a little bit bullshit though, because it would have been in 17 games versus 16. So,
well, which is harder?
When he broke a record too, man, he had more games, right? Because then the NFL started off with like what, 14 weeks?
Yeah, so he broke OJ's record, I think, but other dudes have had 16 games, like Peterson, like Barry, and they've fallen just short.
Yeah, but the NFL's thinking about going 18 games.
If they go 18 games, they better do 2 bye weeks, because this thing's brutally long for these players.
You know, it is. Their bodies take a beating.
Dude, they do. Are you guys ready for the NFL? Like, we're only a month away. Are you ready for the end of the season already?
No, I can't believe it.
We don't want 18 weeks.
Hey, Isaac, you should have saved that for another show. Hey, we don't want 18 weeks, so you want the season to be over? No.
I love it. Okay, let's hit these matchups. Okay, so I got a few. I like the Washington-Philly one. Okay, let me go to playoff bracket. This is going to be fun. Okay, so right now, Green Bay would go to Philly, and the winner would play Detroit. Well, that's not true. They do the interesting seeding. If Green Bay won, they'd play Detroit. If Philly wins, they'll play probably the winner of Tampa Bay, Minnesota. It's based on like the lowest seed. For Detroit gets to play the lowest seed if they win this game. Who wins the LA Washington matchup? The Rams Commanders. I'll go last. It's in LA. Commanders are the wild card.
Ooh.
Interesting, right? Let's just assume
that offense is clicking in LA. I think I might have to go Rams. Jason?
Ooh, Rams?
Hey, I'm going to have to agree with you. I would think Rams too.
Hold on, I got to look at the Rams. I feel like...
I think they have a little bit more pieces than Washington as well, as far as receivers. And that defense,
defense.
Wow. And they don't even have Aaron Donald anymore.
So, you know what's weird? That offense had been blowing up a little bit. They blew up in that Rams game, or the Bills game. And then they beat the 49ers 12-6, the Jets 19-9, and the Cardinals 13-9. So the last 3 games they've won with defense. That's freaking interesting. And then a Washington team that's a little more one-sided. Damn.
What's the old saying, Isaac? Defense wins championships.
As much as I love Jaden Daniels, and I think he could win a playoff game, I think you guys kind of convinced me. I think I'd go Rams. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders pull it off. But I think I'll go with you guys and go Rams. We've already done Green Bay, Philly. So let me go back to the playoff bracket. Well, this is important. Let's do the last game preview of the season. Lions, it matters for this game. Who wins tomorrow night, Lions or Vikings in Detroit?
You already know my answer to that, Isaac. But I'll say it again.
You're going Lions, right? I'm just kidding.
No, I say
Vikings.
Minnesota will win.
I'm going Minnesota. I'm really going Minnesota on this one. I think they got too many injuries. Detroit.
That's my same reasoning too. Mm-hmm.
And you can only gamble but so much and win, honestly.
Honestly, I think that hurts the Lions by Dan Campbell gambling way too much.
Last
That's
year
what
was their year, bro. Okay, I'm sorry, Jason. Go ahead.
you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, that's that I was going to bring up last year. That's what hurt Detroit getting to the Super Bowl was Dan Campbell. Gambling way too much, and he cost them a Super Bowl trip.
So the Lions, man, this is tough. I think I'm going to go on an island here and pick Detroit. And the
Ooh,
reason why is it's in
wow.
Detroit. It's in Detroit. And I know they've
Mm.
had all those injuries on defense, but there's a reason why the public is thinking Detroit. They're favored by 3. It's in Ford Field. If this was in Minnesota, and I know it's super hard to beat a team twice, but it's in Detroit. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. And I leaned this way earlier in the week, but I think I've swayed to Detroit. I think the reason why is their defensive line still manages to get pressure, and they still have enough of holding up in the secondary. And I don't think, as good as Aaron Jones has been, I don't think he's going to make Detroit pay enough. He's actually been a little bit below average. The rushing game for Minnesota, it's been better than last year. They've had stability, but it hasn't been excellent. And that's the way I think you need to attack the Minnesota. Well, you attack it through the air, but if you're balanced, I think that's how you beat Detroit. Minnesota can sling it though, and the Detroit's pass defense it's worse than Minnesota's. They're 31st. Actually, this is why I'm like, if Jordan Love could just get going, these two teams, their pass defenses, Minnesota and Detroit, they're both bottom 5 yardage pass defenses, if you can believe that, guys. Minnesota's 28th, Detroit's 31st, and Detroit has had injuries. And as good as Minnesota's D is, they can be. Those are a little bit misleading because teams are down on these guys. They're both 14-2, so you're not going to run when you're down. But like the Packers have had garbage time stats against both of them. But I do think there's a weakness there with both teams. I just trust Goff and Detroit a little bit more than Darnold, so I'm going to go Detroit. 3-point game.
3-point game. What's your score?
37-34.
Okay.
High
I say
And gave us the score too.
28-20.
Ooh, 20. They held Detroit to 20. That's a statement right there. I like it. DeVal, what you think?
Their defense is humming though. I'm with them on that one. The defense is doing good. Brian Flores is doing a good job on that Vikings defense. So for me, I think it might be a little closer. I'm gonna go. I think 28-24.
Okay, so in this, I like it. So in this scenario, you guys both have Minnesota being the 1 seed. Detroit would then be the 5. So in my scenario, Tampa Bay would play Minnesota. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to pick Minnesota to beat Tampa. I love Baker. It's in Tampa. I love that offense, but that defense is terrible. I think Minnesota's a better team. Do y'all think you guys would have Tampa Bay against Detroit in Tampa? Who would you have winning?
I see a shootout.
Yeah,
that's going to be a slug. I would love to see that game. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
That's going to be a shootout. Baker Mayfield is a baller, underrated. He got heart. He's going to make that a game. Mm-hmm. Honestly, who would Detroit have for Mike Evans?
No one.
I guess
that's going to be a game.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
I would honestly I would take
I'm leaning Tampa.
Tampa Bay. I'm saying Tampa Bay because I told you, Isaac. Detroit's got too many injuries to overcome. I think the Buccaneers will win that game. And if the Buccaneers played Minnesota, I said it once, I'll say it again. Minnesota will lose in the first round of the playoffs, or second round of the playoffs. Sorry.
This is interesting in this scenario then, because Jason thinks we're going to knock off Philly and Minnesota's going to go down. So the only big dog left is Detroit in that scenario, or you guys think Minnesota wins. So Minnesota would be the number 1 seed, and Green Bay would go play Philly and then Minnesota. That's a damn tough row. But gosh, if only we could get a pass rush. If we can just dial up some blitzes and get this going.
So was 2010. 2010 was rough. We went to Philly, Atlanta, and Chicago.
We're gonna find out, man. Hopefully, this pass rush can step up.
I know this ain't
score projection for that one.
That's
Tampa Bay and Detroit. What's the score? What'd you project?
Ooh, that's gonna be y'all. If that was the
I'm going
matchup,
high.
I'm going. I'm going.
30.
I'll say Tampa Bay 38. Detroit 32.
I'm
I
along
like
those
Baker.
lines.
Man, I like Baker, but I'm gonna go Detroit 38, Tampa 35.
That's a good number. I would say that, but flip it.
I'm not gonna be
I
shocked
think
though.
the
Baker's
rookie's
not
coming
afraid of
along.
anybody. If that defense just does anything for Baker, they could be a tough out for anybody. They'd even be tough for Green Bay because Baker can sling it, man. He's got McMillan, he's got Bucky Irving, who's a stud. McMillan looks good, and he's got freaking Mike Evans. They're gonna be tough if that defense can do anything. Seriously.
And will they have Kate Otten back? He was hurt.
And they got I think they have Kate Otten back too.
Yeah, so they got Kate Otten and Jalen McMillan, that rookie. He's doing really good too.
Okay, well, can we play this game then? Let's see who wins. So well, you know what? Let's just say, who do you guys think makes it out of the NFC? I know, Jason, what you're going to say. You want to go first? Who goes to the Super Bowl for the NFC?
Well, I have 2 picks for that, but
Okay.
I think it's Green Bay or Philly.
I think so too because of Saquon, but I think I'm actually gonna, because I think Green Bay is gonna play Philly. I'm gonna go Green Bay, or I'm still gonna go Detroit, man. I think that they're gonna be tough if they get the 1 seed. It's gonna be tough to go in there and beat them. It is only how many games they lost at home all season? They lost to Tampa, right? And that was it. Oh, and Buffalo. They did lose twice at home, but they're still 6-2. They're tough out.
So, what I'm saying is, whoever wins that game between Green Bay and Philly, whoever wins that's going to be the team to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
That's a hot take. I like it.
Yeah.
Deval, who do you think makes it out of the NFC? Then we'll hit AFC before we bounce.
Yep. So NFC, I would say I'm gonna have to go Philly.
Okay.
And I think if they keep playing as well as they are right now, and that defense is still humming, and if he can do it, I will go Minnesota.
That was what I thought, and I almost said it too. I get it. Okay, the AFC is a little more clear. The Chiefs are the 1 seed right now. Currently, Buffalo is either going to play, and I hope it's Cincinnati, but they're going to play Denver or Cincinnati. We'll just stick with Denver for now.
Yeah, I think
because Denver has to go lose, and Cincy has to pull off this win. So who wins? This will be fun.
And they need Miami to lose too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. They need that other one too.
They need a lot. So we might as well say Denver.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys give the Broncos any chance to go to Buffalo and win, even with that defense?
Tua's not playing either, so.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not?
Denver's playing KC though without Mahomes. It's Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I think they already got it locked. I think the Chiefs are chilling.
Carson Wentz, man. I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either.
It's Carson Wentz.
I would love for the Bengals to make it, because that one against the Bills would be a shootout parlay fest. This is the gambler in me speaking.
I might actually pick Cincinnati to beat Buffalo. If I was a better. Joe Burrow's not afraid of Josh Allen. Joe Burrow is not afraid of Josh Allen.
He's also not afraid of Patrick Mahomes either.
I'm a giant slash Buffalo fan, so I'm slash now.
The problem with the Bills is that defense has been bad. They're not as
horrible.
bad as Cincy, but they're pretty bad.
They're bad.
I say Buffalo,
but I think Buffalo's like slightly a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo too. But if it's Cincy, the Broncos don't scare me for Buffalo.
No,
as good as their D is, they don't scare me. I love Bo Nix, but that would be shocking. That'd be shocking. It's a rookie. It's not like Jaden Daniels. He as good as he is, that offense is not that great. And I think the Bills will clean up. Honestly, I think the Bills. Even though the Bills' defense is subpar, I think they have a shot to beat KC and go to the Super Bowl. I really think this is.
I hope so.
I think it's gonna be the Ravens or the Bills in the Super Bowl. Those are my 2 picks.
Taking my picks, huh, Isaac?
Well, I mean, do you guys
NFC Championship? You got to do it right now. Who wins that one? AFC Championship. Who wins that one?
Between who?
I think
Bills, Ravens.
I think
that's a damn good game.
It's in Buffalo because versus they would be the 2. So Baltimore would have to go into Buffalo and win. And because it's in Buffalo, I'm going to give that to Buffalo. If it was in Baltimore, I think I'd give it to Lamar. But it would they're the 2 seed. Buffalo's the 2 seed, Baltimore's the 3 if they win. So, and I think that's set. I think Buffalo's definitely the 2.
Yeah, they're set. They're not.
So if Buffalo goes into Arrowhead and pulls this off and beats KC, they're going to have so much momentum. I don't think they're going to lose to Baltimore.
I don't think they'll lose to Baltimore either. Josh
I'm
Allen.
going Bills, Packers, Eagles Super Bowl. I'm hoping. And I don't think the Packers are going to make it. I think it's going to be Bills, Eagles, or Bills, Lions, probably.
I would like the Lions to do it. I don't know. Too many injuries.
I'm feeling Bills, Lions.
I know.
Yeah, it's true. I can see Bills, Vikings. Bills, Lions, or Bills, Vikings. Either way, you're getting a first-time Super Bowl winner.
It's going to be, yeah.
Unless it's Bills, Eagles, but yeah. Okay, so really quick, do you guys give the Chargers any chance at the Ravens? That's the matchup right now.
No, sorry.
Where's it at?
Baltimore.
It could be anywhere. I don't see him winning. I don't see him winning, bro. I really don't. They lost every good team. The Chargers did. They lost every good team.
It's Baltimore. I'd give it to Baltimore. But hey, Green Bay lost to, their 5 losses came from 2 teams in their division twice, each team, and then against Philly, the first game of the season. I mean, and it all adds up to 22 points. So I mean, Green Bay could play with these big dogs. You know what I mean? They just got to play 54 minutes of good football. If they can play 54 minutes of good ball, man, they can do anything. That's
54. It's interesting how you settle on 54 minutes. You're like, let's just almost get to 60. I like it. No, I get it because Jason, I get it because we only play like 6 minutes of good ball or 30 if we're having an amazing game. Yeah. They don't show up in the first half ever against these good teams.
You can't play 6 minutes of hero ball in the fourth quarter. Every time.
I like how you twisted that. That was good.
Sometimes it's not gonna. You're not gonna win games that way.
No,
eventually it's gonna catch up to you, and you're gonna lose.
Med made this good point while we're on the Packers really quick that they're just a really young team, and they've got more maturing to do. I know that's how they won the Super Bowl in 2010, but it's rare to be the youngest team in the NFL and go to the playoffs 2 straight years like they're going to. But as young as they are, they're the youngest team in the league again. And I think they have that's why I think they're 1 more year away and 1 more addition on that defensive line. They could maybe get this done with this receiving core, maybe, if one dude can step up. And there's still possibilities somebody does. But the pass rush, I just think I don't see it. Like, I think they're missing that guy. Like, Clay Matthews was that guy. They don't have that guy right now. Gary shows flashes, but, he made the Pro Bowl with 3.5 sacks. It's like, come on. Okay, this one's interesting. Right now, it would currently be Houston-Pittsburgh. That's the last matchup. Who wins?
I say Pittsburgh. Houston. I don't like Houston.
I think Pittsburgh. Houston's down. Some guys, and they're down a receiver that I know.
Can I ask this question? Do you guys see either of those?
He hasn't played well.
He hasn't. Do you guys see either of those teams?
This year he hasn't. What's that?
Do you guys give either of those teams any chance to go on a Super Bowl run? Because I don't see it.
No.
I don't see those offenses suck.
Their offense is garbage. It's George Pickens or bust, really.
The Texans are recently have been Nico Collins, and he can't do shit. CJ Stroud looks bad this year.
He looks really bad. He's got weapons. Everybody says. I know Tank Dell got hurt late in the season, but he had enough weapons for a lot of the season to look better. And I don't know. They had Joe Mixon too. I don't get it. And they're missing Stephon Diggs, the diva.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're right. I guess he is down his top. He was down his top 3 weapons at different points.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
I guess that's true. Okay, so we're all saying,
Pittsburgh.
Bills make the Super Bowl for the AFC. All 3 of us. None of us say the Chiefs. That's interesting. I like it.
I hope not.
No, Chiefs they're not 3-peating. Sorry.
Any final
Hey,
thoughts for the
would
final
you be,
weekend? Oh, sorry, go
I'm
ahead, man.
sorry.
Yeah, you
No,
give
I'm sorry.
yours.
Would you
No,
be
no, no.
torn a
Yeah.
little bit though? Because I was like, all right, you'll see history being made if they three-peat, but you'd be like, they shouldn't three-peat because they sucked all year. And it's like, I mean, they got a couple, they got the block field goal. The block field goal for me, I was like, all right, everybody has a horseshoe up their butt. They have no reason winning this game, bro. They have no reason. And they always find a way. That's, oh, God.
I think that it's great coaching and really good quarterback play. And I still
And
think they're still going to be a tough out in the playoffs, and their defense
They
is
are.
solid, but it's not as elite as it was. But because it's Andy Reid just being a wizard and Spagnola and Mahomes just being wizards and making plays at the right moments, all the coaching and him, I think they're going to be a hell of an out. But I do think the Bills or the Ravens are going to figure this out.
And in the AFC, I don't even know why. I'm sorry. I don't even know why, what's his name made the Pro Bowl? Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah, what did he even get 1,000 yards?
he played horrible, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let me look.
I can think of some people in the AFC tight ends that were probably better than Travis Kelce. I think just the name Travis Kelce, because Mark Andrews could have got in there.
Yeah, I
Dark.
gotta look.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce. Oh, man, he had his worst season since his.
Him and
worst
Patrick had their
He had
worst
his
season.
worst season of his whole career. He has 823 yards and 3 TDs. That's the worst season he's had his whole career.
I think he might
since
retire.
Since his rookie year where he played one game and didn't have a catch.
I don't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He might need to retire, guys. I agree.
I think he might retire.
I don't think it's so much Travis Kelce. I think it's his girlfriend that's distracting him.
Oh Lord,
I mean, she is cute.
But we see her all the time, every time.
I know.
And I didn't even know who Taylor Swift was. So everybody knew Taylor Swift. Everybody knew Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I've seen some memes about that. Like, who's that girl who sang? This was a funny one. It was like, who's that girl who sang that song, "You Belong with Me" and "Love Story"? He was talking about her back in the 2010s. He's like Travis Kelce's girlfriend. You know Travis Kelce's girlfriend, and it cracked me up because he was playing. And it was some famous couple on TikTok. And it just cracked me up because the girl in the back is losing her mind. She's like, "You know who this is? Stop playing." He's like, "You know Travis Kelce's girlfriend, right?" He's talking to his buddy, and his girlfriend or his wife is just losing her mind.
I got yelled at Thanksgiving because I didn't know who Shabuzi was. They're like, "You don't know Shabuzi?" I was I don't know Shabuzi.
I heard the song and the bar song, and I wasn't like blown away. It was all right. It was okay.
I just didn't know the guy.
There's better music out there right now. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I hit number 1, and I was like, all right, I'll check this out. I had some kids at school tell me about it. I listened to it on the way home, and I was like, it wasn't terrible, but
it's like a mixture, right? It's not, if you like country, it's country pop-ish, right?
It was like Morgan Wallen, but not as good. It was B- level Morgan Wallen, or C. Okay, I got one last one for you.
Yes, sir.
I think I've asked it earlier. No, did I ask it? I think I asked it off the air. What do you want the Giants to do this offseason? Last question.
Let go of Joe Shane.
Okay. Number 2, what do you want them to do other than draft a quarterback?
All right, after draft the quarterback, we gotta tighten up our secondary. Our secondary is horrible. Yeah. We need to tighten that up. We need to get another safety. Pinnock is cool and everything, but we need some help in our secondary. I don't think Deonte Banks is it. He got drafted pretty high when we drafted him last year. 2 years ago, and he's just not that great in my opinion.
What about the O-line?
Our O-line, we do need to get that addressed, but I don't think we should go for him in the first round. We've been doing that for years, and we've been horrible. And everybody else been getting like all these other guys in the second round, the Tristan Wirfs and all these guys, second, third round. So let's try to get that in the second, third round. I say whoever our quarterback is going to be, we should try to give him as much offensive weapons as possible, too, and secondary, and tell him to be prepared to run for his life.
So you're projected to be the number 3 pick.
Because we're winning games, we don't need to win.
You guys can't be the number 1 pick, but if it's the Patriots, they're not going to take a quarterback because they got Drake May. They're probably going to go Travis Hunter or something else.
I wish we would have got Drake May.
Oh, they're going to trade. Right? Patriots are going to trade that pick, and I think the Raiders are going to do whatever it takes to get that number 1 pick from the Patriots, so they can draft Sanders.
This will be amazing for the Pats if they hold the number 1 pick, because they could pull what the Bears did, trade down 2 spots, get Travis Hunter or whoever they want at number 3, because they got Drake May.
Oh, they could get Max.
Man, Crosby. Can you imagine?
They could.
Do you think the Raiders will actually do the Max Crosby
Why not?
trade? I would. He just feels like the franchise, you know?
Here's a question. Who would you rather have, Crosby or Myles Garrett?
Crosby.
I think Crosby's better.
No, actually.
I think Crosby's better. I think he's a game changer.
I think Crosby's a dog, man. Nothing against Myles Garrett, but Crosby.
Aiden Hutchinson. I'm with Jason. They're their dogs.
I think I would go Crosby, but man, I wouldn't be upset with Garrett. He's a freaking beast too, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He was defensive player of the year. He's he was awesome this year too.
Yeah, I want one of those guys on Green Bay. I wish Green Bay would go trade for one of them.
If we could flip Alexander,
that'd be cheap.
A pick or 2, hell yeah.
You guys can't have it all, man.
Dude, I would flip Alexander.
Can't have everything.
Hey, there's a reason why the trophy's named after our legendary head coach.
Heck yeah, it's called Teletubby. We got 13 of them. If the Packers pull this off and flip Jair Alexander, I would give up a first as well and a late pick. If they land Garrett or Max Crosby, I would forfeit our number 1 pick and do it. Go for it. Absolutely. Alexander would match salaries. You could flip a number 1 pick and a mid pick and land one of those 2 beasts. Hell yes.
Giants philosophy. You can't have a $60 million quarterback and a $40 million pass rusher.
So what everybody should have learned was Joe Shane, don't do the opposite of what that dumb guy says.
Come on, you guys can't have everything, all right? Can't have your cake and eat it.
I want to win a title. My wife keeps bringing it up how we'd spend a minute, and I'm over this. Let's win one. Come on, let's go. We got to get serious if we want to do it. The Packers play around with this stuff. They do this. They're a good team, but they play around with this. They didn't get Devontae Adams. They didn't get Rodgers at number 2 late in his career, and we could have won a Super Bowl. And they go cheap sometimes. Don't do this. They've signed McKinney. They signed Jacobs. They've signed Love. They're all in. Go get that elite pass rusher and keep building the rest of the roster. And they have a shot.
Sense.
Do you think Green Bay picks up a corner for the playoffs?
I just don't know who they would. Is there anybody available?
There's a guy out there, J.C. Jackson. He's out there. I saw this the other day. I looked it up, but I don't remember the rest of the names. But I remember J.C. Jackson. I was thinking maybe Green Bay can go out and get J.C. Jackson.
Xavier Howard's available, but he's really banged up.
He's banged,
yeah. I'm looking.
Not
Hold on.
Same.
Patrick Peterson.
Yep. Would you take him or J.C. Jackson?
To be honest with you, if I could, there's just no defensive lineman I like. I would rather take it. Ooh, Shaq Lawson's available. I would go get a corner and a pass rusher just to beef this sucker up. Seriously, I would. There's no receivers that are going to make a difference at this point, and they're not going to play them because we got young guys. But I would absolutely go get a defensive lineman and a corner just for some competition. I would do it right now. Jair's out. I would do it. Our pass rush sucks. Do it.
Who's ever watching this Bengals game and Steelers game is a snooze fest. I'm sorry. I fell asleep watching it. One eye fell asleep.
19-7.
I'm stop watching it over here on this side.
I love it. Well, hey, I got to say, Jason, Devour, did you guys have any final questions before we wrap it up?
Dang, why my light just turned off? Nah, man. I think I'm good.
This was fun, dude. Jason, you got anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
I gotta walk the dog, Jason. But if you can hang out for a second after, all right. It will. Deval, really quick. Can you remind everybody where to find your show, when your show is, what it's
Oh yeah,
about, all the
yeah.
goodies? Give it
So
another plug.
my light is messing up, bro. I'm sorry.
It's time to be done.
Yeah. Yo, so yeah, you could definitely find me on X, Twitter, and Facebook. We go live every Mondays, Tuesday, and Fridays.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to give the people as much content as possible. You can follow me on X at I'm Just Saying Pod. What we do, I like to have fun with it. I like to make some jokes up there, try to lighten up the mood a little bit, try not to be as serious. Because sometimes, like, I like you guys, like Izac, Jason, like sometimes you tune in on certain guys and stuff. It's really hard to listen because sometimes the guys are trying to be analytical, and it's like, leave that to them over there. You got to be different. Let's try to be fun and energetic and keep your, stay positive and upbeat. I hate it. I turned one guy on. I don't know who it was, man. He was up in there close to the mic, like, hey, man, you guys, who do you think could be the MVP? I don't know. And it was just boring, man. I'm like, yo, guys, stop.
Yeah, like I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah,
It's
man.
nap time. It's nap time.
Yeah, but try to be more upbeat, try to have some fun with it, man. Because I'm not having fun. I have nothing to talk about.
That's why I do this. Like I've got enough going on in my life. My wife was in a car wreck. Doing these, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had to take breaks.
By the way. I'm sorry.
She's still in a wheelchair. It's been 3 months.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
And we're looking at replacing the car. She can drive, but we don't know how long it's gonna be. She might have another surgery.
It's
been crap. I may have to take some long breaks this year. Like I want to keep the show going, but I may just cut it at February and March, depending if how many she's going to have.
I get
it. She might have one in February, so I may just after the Super Bowl come back for the draft. I had to take lots of weeks off this season, and I've put so much into it because I want to grow the thing.
Definitely,
but family's
family first, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And moving forward, I think I'm going to try to do better with keeping the shows at an hour. It sucks because I could talk sports all day, but I'm going to try in the next season to keep them 30 minutes to an hour. It's tough. I want to.
You have a podcast too, right? What's your podcast on? You on Spotify or you everywhere? Yeah.
I just started putting it back on Spotify, but it's on YouTube right now live. This is on YouTube. It's on Twitter. It's on Facebook. I need to put it on Instagram. I couldn't figure out the key thing, but I'm going to try for Monday's show. And I just putting them back on Spotify. And I actually got a few listens, so I'm going to keep throwing them back on Spotify.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I do on Spotify, Apple, all of them.
Yeah, but this one right now, it's because of Twitter. We've got, I don't know if it's active watchers, but it's over 300 watchers right now. So,
yeah. Hey, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Help the algorithm out. Play it in the background. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's why. It's because I put on my profile, and then I noticed through the show the number just ticks up. It started at like 100, and it just keeps going. So, yeah. Moving forward, my plan is to do Friday night shows. I think I'm going to try to do them every week. And then me and my other dude, Deval, you should hop on with us once, and you'd have fun. Jason's met him. He's a Bears fan. His name is Med. We're going to have an NFC North panel on Monday. I'm excited. I won't spoil who because I'm making sure who, but we're going to get a Lions and a Vikings person on right after that big Lions-Vikings game.
Okay.
Yeah. So
right. I might wear the Saquon jersey with the Giants. It still counts. Everything he's doing with the Eagles counts with us.
Yeah, there you go. It's okay.
So yeah, we're about to break the season. We're about to break. We were going to break his record.
Yeah, just wear the McKinney jersey too. McKinney's been good for us. We've enjoyed him.
McKinney's awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. If you're going to put on the podcast, I'm sorry.
You got an X jersey. You got Xavier McKinney jersey.
Actually, I do. Somewhere.
Oh.
I got a McKinney. I had I got Saquon. I didn't have Daniel Jones, but I got his autograph. I got an autograph card.
Oh, that's cool. I don't blame you for not having his jersey though.
I don't have his jersey.
That's probably a smart decision.
I was never really that sold on him. Thibodeau.
Nice.
I messed up and got a Waller. It's a jersey shirt though, but I went and got Darren Waller. You bum. Hey, if Darren Waller ever watches, you're a bum. Gonna freaking retire like that.
I'm gonna send this to Darren Waller. I'm gonna be like, watch at the 1 hour and 39-minute mark right before we end the show,
You're a
and
bum.
just listen to what he says about you.
Yes, that's why your girl left you. That's why Casey Plum left you.
Jason, that's funny. That's so true. He retired, and then his WNBA wife left him.
So
and they made a song about it. Garbage.
I got something for you, Isaac.
What you got?
So for Kenny Clark,
and then I got to wrap and walk this dog. She's flipping out.
For Kenny Clark, do you think he's lost to the Bears, or is he undefeated against the Bears in his career?
I think he's lost a game.
You think Kenny Clark has a loss as a no? Kenny Clark. He's never lost to Chicago. He's 16-0 against Chicago.
Wow,
in his career.
I'm surprised, dude. That's surprising. Nice. I like it.
Kenny Clark. I saw that and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet. I like it.
In your career, you haven't lost to that one rival, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That many times.
That's crazy.
Well, hey, thank you both. I gotta walk. I also have a puppy who's like 10 weeks, so I gotta go walk the dog, and then I want to get to bed with the wife. But Jason, I want to ask you a quick question after the show. But Devout, hey, dude, this was seriously a lot of fun.
Yo, thanks for having me.
I'm gonna send you my other show and the co-host, and I want you to come on that one soon too. This was fun, dude. You were awesome.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Jason, you were awesome, dude. I got a quick question for you in a minute.
Thumbs up for Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deval. Thank you.
Hey, you got it, brother.
That's fun, guys. And everybody else watching, I will see you guys Monday night. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm sorry it was a day late. Things happen. I
life happens.
I try to keep it on Fridays, but yeah. But I appreciate everybody watching. I'll see you guys Monday night, most likely. Probably, I think we're gonna roll at 8 p.m. Eastern. Right after that, less than a day after that, Vikings Lions epic game tomorrow night that I'm very excited to watch. So, anyways, everybody appreciate it, and I will see you guys in a couple days.
Oh yeah, let's lose more.